A bridesmaid said I couldn't understand beauty as a trans woman. Not knowing she graduated from my academy, I touched up my makeup in the bride's empty hotel suite while waiting to start her wedding look. She'd specifically requested me after her sister's wedding last year when I was still terrified someone would clock me as trans and cause drama, but these days I felt untouchable running the state's most prestigious beauty academy. Then a bridesmaid walked in and looked at me with pure disgust. Her eyes narrowed as she took in my face, that quick scan from my hairline to my jaw that I'd learned to recognize before she chose a chair in the far corner. She pulled out her phone and started texting, glancing up at me every few seconds with the kind of look people give when they think they figured out your secret. My chest tightened slightly, but I focused on arranging my brushes in perfect rows, reminding myself I'd done hundreds of weddings. You're the makeup artist? I told her I could do it. I'm actually certified from the best academy in the state. She stood and drifted closer, studying my face with calculated precision. She said she wanted someone different. I guess I see what she meant now. I recognized the gold pin on her makeup bag immediately since only my academy gave those out to graduates. She offered to share some tips about working with strong features since she'd just completed the advanced course. She demonstrated a contouring technique while occasionally glancing at my jawline, her voice taking on the patient tone of someone teaching a child. My fingers gripped my brush tighter, but I kept my expression neutral. Another bridesmaid arrived and immediately complimented my setup, saying she'd been dying to try that new foundation. The first bridesmaid cut her off with a laugh that sounded like breaking glass. I should be doing this makeup. My academy only accepts the top 5% of applicants, not whoever hands out online certificates these days. Before I could respond, she dumped out my entire brush case across the table, picking up each one to inspect while explaining that proper tool sanitation was mandatory. When I reached to reorganize them, she slapped my hand away hard enough to sting, then used her finger to trace the air around my features while explaining how she'd learned to identify bone structure that would always read as masculine. Two more bridesmaids arrived and she positioned them like students, grabbing my chin with sharp nails and forcing my face toward the light. Her grip was firm enough to leave marks as she tilted my head back and forth while my jaw clenched so tight I thought my teeth might crack. One bridesmaid tried to change the subject, mentioning how excited the bride was, but got shut down with a look that could have stripped paint. She chose you over me because she felt sorry for you. Real women want real makeup artists, not men playing dress up. She moved to my portfolio next, flipping through with exaggerated disgust, making retching sounds at each photo of my work. My stomach turned as she tore out 3 of my best transformations, crumpling them into balls while maintaining eye contact. Those photos represented years of building my reputation, but I forced myself to stay seated, knowing any reaction would make it worse. Without warning, she grabbed a makeup wipe and pressed it against my face, her other hand clamping down on my shoulder to keep me in the chair. The familiar sting of makeup remover filled my nose as she dragged the wipe down my cheek, taking half my foundation with it. My eyes burned with more than just chemicals as she grabbed another wipe, smearing my carefully applied eye makeup sideways. My diploma is worth more than your entire career. You're not a real artist, you're just a charity case she'll regret. The bride burst through the door. Has anyone seen my— What are you doing to her? The bridesmaid froze mid-wipe, makeup remover dripping from my jaw. She laughed nervously, saying I couldn't do my own makeup properly, so she was helping. The bride's face went white as she stared at the destroyed makeup and torn portfolio pages scattered across the floor. She owns the academy where you got certified. She signs every diploma, including yours. The bridesmaid's face drained of color as she looked from her gold pin to my face to the wipe in her hand, realizing she'd just assaulted the person who controlled her entire career. The other bridesmaids gasped as one pulled up the academy website on her phone, showing my photo as founder. The bridesmaid stumbled backwards, stammering apologies about needing her certification for work while tears streaked her ruined makeup. I stood slowly and walked to my kit, pulling out fresh brushes while she watched in terrified silence. The bride asked if I wanted her removed, but I shook my head and began working with steady hands. When I finished the bride's flawless look, the bridesmaid approached with trembling hands asking to fix her own makeup. I handed her the same wipe she'd used on me and watched her flinch.